Hello, hello. Welcome to Reading Time. My name's Time, and this week we're reading The Tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. Let's get to reading. The Tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter is a short picture book about a rabbit named Peter who is instructed by his mother not to go into Mr. McGregor's garden. Of course, Peter ends up going into the garden, is chased around, and ends up coming home not feeling well and basically receiving the consequences for his actions. I am going to give this book a 5 out of 5 star rating. I really enjoyed this book. It fits with the morality sort of storyline that you see in a lot of classic literature, in mythology or fairy tales and the like. So the story may present itself as moralistic or pretty simple, but I actually enjoy that. And I remember this book from my childhood, although we had a board book version that was a little smaller and didn't have the full story. I still enjoyed it quite a bit. As far as content goes for this book, it's pretty tame in general. The only thing I can really think of is violence, because Peter does go into the garden and is trespassing and stealing. He is chased around by Mr. McGregor, and it is implied that if he is caught, that Peter will then be turned into a rabbit pie. And then, obviously, the content of stealing and trespassing is not good, but in the book it's presented as something that shouldn't have been done, so I don't really see issue with that. This book is meant to be read aloud to younger kids, probably before school age, although it could also easily be used in early elementary school as well. As I said earlier, it does follow the same sort of plot as a fairy tale or another piece of classic literature where you have a moral or a lesson that you're supposed to learn from the story. In this case, the lesson could be that you should listen to your parents or that you shouldn't trespass and steal. And this is especially apparent because in the book, Peter has 3 siblings who do what they're supposed to. They don't go into the garden. They just stick to picking berries, and then when they come home, they're happy, they have a great dinner, whereas Peter ate too much, and so he's not feeling well, and he just goes to bed and has a simpler dinner with medicine. So this book could be a segue into teaching students how to write their own pieces of classic literature, their own stories that have a moral or a lesson to be learned. Especially since compared to most classic literature, this book is relatively recent. It was written in 1902. So it's still older, but it is more recent, and you could have students then take maybe other animals or other similar stories and translate it to a modern day adaptation of those stories. The poster square for this week is in our top row right next to Cat in the Hat. We have a nice little carrot for Peter Rabbit. And we are 1/5 of the way through this reading challenge. We have read 20 out of the 100 books, and I don't know about you, but I feel like this is honestly flying by. If you are interested in following along for the remaining 80 books, feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel or follow me on either Facebook or Instagram. The links for those are down in the description. What do you think of The Tale of Peter Rabbit? Are there any other books that you would recommend or that you think I should read and review? Let me know in the comments, and as always, I hope that you have a marvelous week and a wonderful read.